Yeah, how we doing today, Creative Tony? What a quite the eventful pre-show adventure we're having, huh?
Well, dude, I'm gonna do this right now for all of our. Well, I'll wait for people to join in more because we're getting people joining the broadcast as we speak. But hey, out of our control. This is what I tell the kids when I coach when they get upset about umpires. I said, "Can you control what the umpires call?" And they say, "No, coach, I can't." I said, "It's out of your control, so let's not worry about it."
You know what?
So,
Already, I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to throw a riff right in your face. You said that athletes can't tell the refs how to control the game. Then what do you think Patrick Mahomes is doing every Sunday? That's exactly
wow,
what he does. He goes,
wow.
"Hey ref, that was a foul. He hit me after I threw the ball." That's how Mahomes rolls, dude. So you have to respect that with kids.
Dude, I love that you're grabbing the mic and talking into the mic when it's not. It really doesn't remember.
I'm
Like,
actually move the mic out of the way, but it's precariously mounted, so it's way.
What's up, Marcel? What's up, Mark Graves? I love it.
Hey,
Um,
what's up, brother?
so
Let me say this too. What's up, Candlestick Kid? I wanted to say sorry, but
yes.
I got to plead innocence on this one. Creative Tony and I were literally ready to go as we do every single day, and our platform, StreamYard, that's how we do the show. It's frozen up. What's up, Escobar? How you doing, man? And
Hey,
we'll
Paulie, check
yeah,
this out. I'm going to show people. I'm going to show people. Literally, I'm going to take them into my laptop
go
and
ahead.
see what it says. It says StreamYard,
Yeah.
Google Cloud issues. We have identified an issue with Google Cloud services that is affecting access to StreamYard.
Oh,
Our team has identified this as a third party global issue.
oh,
So, okay.
fantastic. Maybe we're talking
Yeah.
cyber warfare, dude. That might be is posing too much of a threat to the world order that Tony, we might be under cyber attack. They're trying to shut the speed down. You know what I mean?
Dude, also, you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for the free month of service from StreamYard we're going to get because of this outage. I'm sure we'll get like a free month. At minimum, I'm sure we'll get a free month.
Hey, legitimate question. I'm actually not riffing. What's up, Matt Stenson? I want to say, hey, D. Leon, what's happening, man? Tony, should we just do the? I'm dead serious about this. That we're not going to be able to deliver our regular show, as you guys can tell. Sorry about that. But should we do our Dr. Matt Young Low D hits, or should we just reschedule? Honestly, I don't. What because it might not be the proper like delivery with the way we're set up right now. What do you think?
All I'm going to say is we can give Los D, Carlos de la Fuente of Flex Funding, and Dr. Matt Young and the Young Dental Group of San Francisco. We can give them massive love tomorrow on our high noon show. But
Right.
for today, we can just mention them, and that if you do need help with with loans and refinancing and everything, Carlos de la Fuente at Flex Funding is your guy. And then also, if you want to get your pearly whites cleaned, then you need Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group in San Francisco. Oh, by the way, Los and Dr. Young both available on Saturdays. Okay, so
Yeah.
we've been talking about Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group being available on Saturdays. I noticed just perusing our notes and also the Flex Funding website at goflexnow.com that they're available on Saturdays as well.
I didn't hear anything you said except the word perusing. Once you drop peruse, I know it's going to be a good show. So anyway, yeah, how you doing, girl? We're just out here, Pine Needle. What's happening, you guys? Yeah, this is the right spot. So this is in a way like an effective little exercise we're executing right now because this will be the way that we deliver the VIP shows once we get
Yeah.
going. Let's talk amongst the people, Tony. Like I'm going to ask technical questions, you give answers. We'll all get informed at the same time. When we do the VIP shows, will it be us just talking into the phone like this, unmiked?
There's multiple ways we can do it. This would be the original way, but then there's also if we wanted to do a shrunken down version, because Streamyard, if Streamyard ever returns to the stratosphere,
Yeah.
uh, we could have like I think 10 guests on a Streamyard broadcast, or we could go to a Zoom call and have a boatload of guests and do like a freaking crazy full screen. And then we could do that, and then there's multiple options, P. But can I just go into a couple because we got Giants baseball today at 12:10.
Yeah, maybe the best in a weird way. Maybe this is the universe saying, hey, guys, enough with the PMP for a day. We all got to be on board to watch the Giants sweep Colorado because Birdsong's taking the hill. La, 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 la. Shout out
Yes.
Um, Tony, so yeah, we'll do a real quick hit today. And Los D, if you're still on the board, sorry about this, brother. Dr. Matt Young, same thing. We will take care of you guys in glorious fashion tomorrow.
Yes,
I
yes,
say, honestly, all kidding aside, the fact that Tony and I have been doing this show for about 6 months now, and this is really only the second we've had a problem. The other time we had a blackout up here in
yep,
Marin, and I lost service, so I got booted. But this is the only other time. So by and large, we're hitting it like 98%. You know what I mean?
absolutely, brother. And I'm fine with it, dude. And Mark Graves says this is what happens when you upset Satan. We upset Satan last night with the
I
soundboard. This is what happens. So, oh, oh, oh.
You ain't kidding, dude. Once you called up the Dark Prince, my phone just fell right over. I tell you what, I think we're down.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah,
Hey man, but I got Birdsong on the bump today. Giants going for their second series sweep, second consecutive series sweep. They're going for their eighth straight win. Whoa, hey now. They're
yeah,
going
dude.
for
I'm
the
getting psychedelic, dude. I want to do like Grateful Dead at the Fillmore. Let's get into it, man. La 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 la
dude.
la.
It's like you have a drone in your bedroom in the studio, and it's like, okay, there's a drone flying in Paulie's house. But dude,
This is
uh,
inexact of a science as you can get, bro. I'm literally just moving my phone around to see what works. Sorry, you got to look at the ceiling today, but I'll correct that. I usually only let
oh
you give me
dude,
crap. Yeah.
sorry you got to see way more of my gut than you need to see
Well,
at normal days.
you're rocking the Sea Bowl. That's a win for everybody. That's a
It
win.
is a win. Yeah. Well, it's one of my favorite Peninsula establishments, and I hear rumors. I hear rumors that Seabowl might be reopening. I'm
They,
hearing rumors.
they should. Look at all
Yeah.
these surrounding me every day. I just need
Yes.
some time to get away. Look at rumors. Anyway, Tony, that's my rumors song riff of the day. I hope you enjoyed it.
Dude, that used to be in a show open for a Gary Radnich Rumors segment. I don't know if you remember that segment. We had a segment called Radnich Rumors,
Nah,
and
nah, nah. They're rumors, Tony. Nah, it's cute. They're cute rumors.
exactly, dude. But hey, dude, I saw this stat from Josh Dubow of AP News, and I wanted to recite it and give it to the PMP Army for those checking in.
Relation to the late Kevin Dubrow, Quiet Riot.
No, no, I
Okay. That's,
apologize, but the Giants, they
yeah.
have they have set in their first 68 games. They have 17 wins after trailing by multiple runs. 17 wins by trailing after multiple runs. There are only two other teams in the history of baseball that in the first 68 games they've won 17 games trailing by multiple runs. That would be the 2000 Rockies and the 79 Orioles. That's some crazy S right there, dude. Like that is bonkers. 17 wins after trailing by multiple runs. So you got to give it up for the Giants, the heart of the Giants baseball team in 2025 because they don't give in. And you got to tip the cap to Mike Yastrzemski. 4 RBIs, dude. Two last night, two the night before in clutch situations. Two RBIs in the ninth inning on Tuesday night. Two RBIs last night in the eighth inning. The dude is clutch. I'm so pumped for him because I think people kind of be down on him. I think when he was coming back as a Giant, I think people like him, but they're like, oh, okay, Yaz is coming back. That's whatever. It wasn't like we're fired up to have Yaz back, but to see him clutch up is pretty sweet, dude. And then Adamas, dude, 5 RBIs, 4 for 7 in Colorado. Colorado is where hitters go to get healthy. Adamas is seeing the ball well in that thin air, and Wilmer also 3 for 7. But we got to get our boy Encarnacion going, Paulie. He's 1 for 17 since he joined the club. 1 for 17 with 4 Ks. We need to get Encarnacion going.
Yeah, and only because you mentioned the heart that's involved with this club, the heart attack comes from games. Favorite songs with the word heart in the title. Creative Tony, go.
Oh boy! Well, I mean, I couldn't stop. I was thinking of Ann and Nancy Wilson to start, but if you want to go heart, the heart of rock and roll is probably the one that gets to my heart immediately.
I
Um,
wouldn't have seen that one coming. I'll pile on top of that with a hungry heart from Bruce Springsteen. And
nice. That came on the radio the other day, and I'm like, dude, listen. By the way, are there bells or chimes in the studio recording that song?
Tony,
I
would
think
you or the proper term is glockenspiel. Glockenspiel.
It is a glockenspiel, dude.
Yeah,
My son played a glockenspiel at his holiday performance this past December. The glockenspiel. And
hey,
Bali, I got to say that when you think about the heart of rock and roll, Huey Lewis and the News. Remember that part of the song?
Tony. Not only do I remember that part of the song, he was doing it with his feet at the same time, running in place. Dip, 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 dip. Do you remember that? Running and stay on stage. Bip, 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 bip. By the way, Ray Goodman, Heart of the Matter, Matt Stenson, Heart Attack, Thin Lizzy. Can I go, dude? Sanchi, harden my heart, dude. Gonna harden my heart. Great one, bro. Heartbreaker, Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker, and then Tony, I got to give you one. Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. Check that.
Ooh,
Sheer Heart Attack, badass.
wow, wow. Well, is "Heart of the Matter" the name of the song? Don, yeah,
Henley,
yeah, that's Don Henley, exactly.
closer to
Gee,
the heart. Rags coming in, closer to the heart. What's up, man? Oh, and what's up, Jay Raider? Good to see you back on here again. Yeah, dude. If you're just joining us, hey, John Joseph, we had major problems with our streaming platform. Shout out StreamYard and the paying them for, even though they don't provide the service we need to do the show. Creative Tony, I'm going to need you to yell at some of the higher ups today.
Oh, I said I can't wait for them to offer up. Hey, what can we give you? We'll give you at least a free month of service for the outage today. But who knows what's happening? But if you're just joining us, Streamyard, to quote the message on the screen, they've identified an issue with Google Cloud Services that is affecting access to Streamyard. So Streamyard is down. It's a third party. To quote them, it's a third party global issue. Third party global issue. And by the way, John Joseph, I got to give a shout out to immediately because he says he's down with OPP, only Paulie's particles. OPP. I saw that.
And real quick, got to acknowledge. Oh, I lost it already. It was something from Mark Graves. He had something good. Anyway, I was
Heart of Glass. Heart of Glass. Was it Heart of Glass?
the Glass Blondie. Once I had love and it was a gas. Great track. Okay,
Hey,
Tony.
Paulie, in show production, if you put your thumb, you can toggle up and down on the comments. Just FYI. Just FYI. You can go up and down
Oh,
on the comments. There you
oh,
go.
way cool. Whoops.
Yeah, Paulie, another great word. Toggle.
Well, okay, toggle. Hey, listen, man, I want to do a little bit of show prep for tomorrow, even though we're on like this new platform today, because I see people still. Hi, Lily. Hey, Leah Phillips. Situation, Rags, Free Paulie and Tony. Bro. I want to look ahead to tomorrow and just let everybody know because we had this mess today. Joe, why don't we get ready for the music assignment tomorrow? I'm going to take songs from Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys and Sly Stone. Whatever you got.
Sure. And by the way, Paulie, I just got an email back from Scott Osler. He's good for tomorrow, 11:30. So Osler will be on tomorrow talking hoops.
Even,
He's very excited about your Pacers, buddy.
even
Osler's very excited. What's
Tony,
that?
even though
Huh?
we're high noon,
Oh, good point.
I 12:30, so I don't know.
We'll have to rebook it. I'll reach out to him after the show and say 12:30 instead.
Rock and roll.
Um, but he's very excited about your Pacers, so we'll have to talk about that.
Dude, he should be. I got to tell you, I give the Pacers a lot of credit, man. They were playing ferocious defense last night. Tony, do you enjoy? I'm not even kidding. I'm dead serious about this. Do you enjoy good defensive effort on the basketball court, or are you more of a high flying, high powered 3-point shooting offensive guy?
Dude, I'm always defense. Just
Me
that's like the pitching mind in me. I love good defense, and I always tell the kids that I coach, like, most kids on little league teams pitch, right? So I'm saying, hey, when you're a pitcher and your fielder doesn't sell out for a ball for you, aren't you pissed off? And the kid says yes. And I said, well, then when you're in the field, then you need to sell out and you need to do everything possible to like smother that baseball and do everything you can for your pitcher who's trying to get you guys off the field and back into the dugout to take some hacks. So, dude, I'm all about defense, Paulie. Like my daughter plays defense in soccer too, and we tell her be a wall, be a freaking wall. You're the last line of defense before the goalie, and so I'm all about defense. I love it.
All right. Well, so do I, and that's one of the reasons I love last game so much. I mean, and not to take anything away from their offense because obviously they turned it up last night, but I really think it was their defense that won And by the way, looking ahead to tomorrow, we have been talking to Scott, so we'll get into the NBA Finals with Scott Oster, one of the great basketball voices of all time. Also, the High Noon broadcast, we have another Metallica ticket giveaway coming up. What? Hold on. What did Rex just say? I want to see this one. Hold on. Tony looks so much taller in this window. Tony, yeah, still, still being a tall guy.
I'm not a tall guy, so anytime I can appear tall, I'm stoked. By the way, I need to just hijack the show for a moment. I know you were taking care of some business, Paulie, but I need to hijack. Look at Sanchi doing a super
Oh,
on the show.
thanks, brother. You guys are kind, man.
Dude, Sanchi, thank you, brother. Sanchi, the Tony the Tiger backdrop is only on night flights. I'm gonna make that rule now. We're gonna go White Lotus style. We're gonna visit the White Lotus every Wednesday night for the night flight. So
Hold on.
uh th-
Since my soundboard isn't up right now, hold on, let me do something. What? That's the air horn. I'm air horning your ass because, as you know, you just defied your own rule. You just said in front of God and country, you just said, hey, that's going to be a new rule on Wednesday night. Tony, do I have to direct you to Crater Face again with one of the commandments of the PNP?
oh
The,
nice.
the
Nice.
rule, there ain't no rules.
Yeah.
So you got to do away with the rules when you come into the PNP community.
So that's the one. So I won't do any rules. I will try a night flight to represent. Thank you, Pine Needle, for the freaking package of love. And then, dude, I got to hijack the show. And there's a couple of great birthdays today, Paulie, that we're not able to do our regular show because I had a bunch of Randy Rodriguez stats that would have just knocked you on your ass. But I'll give them tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
Hopefully after the Giants sweep the Rockies and get ready to go down to L.A. and Chavez Ravine. But dude, Paulie, happy 68th birthday to Timothy Busfield. And when I say Timothy Busfield,
Yeah.
also known as Poindexter on the violin from Revenge of the Nerds, buddy. Yes.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing, man. You know, Poindexter, he became a man in
Yes.
Revenge of
Yes.
the became a man.
Yes.
Looked down at his pants. He was like, "Oh, he took that big step into manhood." Yeah, happy
Dude,
birthday.
also, I just Scarlet Fire saying her dad is 89 years old today. Scarlet Fire's dad. Happy birthday to Scarlet Fire's dad. Dude, hey Scarlet Fire, your dad is in great company because he's got Timothy Busfield, aka Poindexter. He's also got Roy Harper turning 84 today.
Hats off
Uh,
to Roy Harper.
Hats off to Roy Harper. Also, for those that don't know, the voice on Have a Cigar, Pink Floyd's Have a Cigar, is Roy Harper. Those are
Dude,
the lead vocals.
pull, Tony. Nice effing pull. By the way, make sure your daughter Olivia gets that swear jar ready again. I've decided I want to try to amend ways as we're trying to let this show grow. I got to clean up my Andrew Dice Clay, Richard Pryor tendencies. So
Oh,
don't.
okay.
Yeah, try not to let me curse. And if I do curse, it's going to be your fault, Tony. You'll yeah. It'll said that drives me. But I realized last night when I was talking about Mahomes, dude, my blood pressure started to boil. I was dropping F bombs, A bombs, anything I had. But don't let me do that anymore. I'm trying to clean up my act.
Nice, dude. Okay, well, clean it up, Paulie. Clean it up. But, dude, happy birthday to Roy Harper, 84. Also, a happy 84th birthday to your guy, Paulie, Marv Albert, 84
Oh,
today.
yeah,
All
dude.
right.
You know who's a monster Marv Albert fan? You'll love this, Tony. And I know this for a fact. Your guy Steve Young, Hall of Fame quarterback, number 8, San Francisco 40. He grew up in Connecticut, and
Nice.
like Connecticut is like New Jersey. When you live like outside of New York City, you still get all the New York radio stations back in the
Yep.
day.
Yep.
So so Steve Young grew up listening to Marv Albert called Nick Games on the radio. So
Love it.
yeah, and happy birthday, Marvelous Marv. I miss him. I got to tell you. I think the broadcast teams they have doing the finals kind of leave a little bit to be desired. Richard Jefferson, do I really need him?
I know. I know. Agreed. And Paulie, maybe Marv Albert can coach the Knicks because nobody wants to coach the Knicks. No team wants to let their other team coach the Knicks. So maybe it's Marv and his dude. By the way, can we give props to Marv's rug? I mean, can we just give props to the rug? Because some people I say just go bald, but if you can find a rug that just you wear with pride and you just rock it for decades, then you just got to tip the cap and say rugs ahoy because Marv Albert's rug is one of the greatest rugs in the history of rugs.
Dude, we got a new coaching triumvirate here. We got Joseph saying, okay, I'll do it. I'll coach the Knicks with Rags and Don Peralta. Why
Nice,
not?
nice.
It might work. At least Rags has a hot temper. Rags would be throwing chairs around the gym. You know what I mean?
So, hey, by the way, so we're gonna talk. We were gonna talk Niners mini camp today too. We'll get into that tomorrow because there's a lot of injuries that we're worried about.
Yeah.
And we'll also get back into Giants ball tomorrow, and we'll get back into the bummer bracket tomorrow as well. And I'll again hopefully be talking about a Giants sweep tomorrow morning before they go to LA or before they play LA tomorrow night. But Paulie, the last birthday I want to recognize today, turning 75 today, on drums, the one, the only, Bun E. Carlos.
Oh,
On drums, dude.
nice. Nice, dude. Buddy Carlos actually a great drummer. He's got a lot of swing to his playing, and he hits like he's a powerhouse.
Oh, dude.
Retired from Trick like 10, 15 years ago. He's had back troubles and he just couldn't tour anymore. So now the drummer in Cheap Trick is Rick Nielsen's son. That's
Yeah, yeah.
what Bunny was a huge part of the original sound. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Tony. I do appreciate that. Thank
By
you.
the way, two things about Bunny is that first of all, his name is Bun and middle initial E. It's
Correct.
not it's not Bunny. It's not Bunny one word. It's Bun middle initial E.
Fun,
Carlos.
fun.
Bun E. Carlos. And then also I feel like he like is kind of like the guy who made trucker hats popular. Cause I think when we saw them gig at the Great American Music Hall, he was wearing a trucker hat and he had it, he kind of had it like this.
Yeah, balanced, just balanced. Yeah.
Dude, and the foam and the mesh, he had it all going, man, and it was great. And I was like, you know what? So I love, dude, Lily,
Lily,
come on,
thanks.
wow.
You don't need to, but thank you so much. Yeah, Paulie and Tony kick ass, some kick ass to the street. Thank you. Thanks so much, Lily. Yeah, hey, listen, but this is a taste of things to come because and Tony, do you think we can do a VIP show for our VIP members like early next week? Are we ready to do that?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to I'm going to throw down the gauntlet right now. I do want to do one of the early PMP VIP shows. I do want to do a Sly Stone tribute. So let's do that early next week. You cool with that?
Yeah, and by the way, I want to tell everybody, please pay attention to our socials on Twitter, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Facebook, because I keep refreshing StreamYard just to see if they've fixed the issue, and there's nothing. There's nothing. At one point, I got a message that all it said was no healthy upstream. So I don't know if that was some like inside joke within like the engineering staff of StreamYard, but it said no healthy upstream. So fingers crossed that we're back on StreamYard tomorrow. But if not, we can launch on YouTube right here, and we'll get the word out before high noon where you can find us. I mean, we'll keep you posted on the socials. So just everybody stay tuned in that respect. And then, Paulie, that wraps up the birthday portion of the show. I had to do so. Timothy Busfield, aka Poindexter, Roy Harper, Marv Albert, Bun E. Carlos.
Thank you, Tony. I really do appreciate you bringing that to the show because I love Marv. I love Bunny Carl. That's awesome. And the Cheap Trick gig will be at the Guild in September. I'm coming down for that. Just a heads up. I'll be in the building. I'll be there.
You don't have a choice. You,
You know,
honestly,
truth of the matter, I have not seen Chief Trick live in it's been about 10 years. It's been a while. So I'm looking forward to seeing those boys again. What do you got?
it's Robot Centaur. No. His comment is pretty funny. No healthy upstream. That's what she said. Oh,
Hey,
so
brother, if Dom's got my ticket, I appreciate that. Nice. I'll be there. Dom, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. My
yeah.
favorite
See, Paul, Don,
group.
that's Dom. That's Dom ensuring that you must be there because, dude. First of all, you haven't been to the guild.
No.
Second of all, you're going to see Cheap Trick. You're going to walk into the guild and be like, "Damn, this is one of the greatest little venues that you've ever like." I don't want to oversell it, Paulie, but it's I think it's like a capacity of like 500. And dude, you walk in there and the sound, and there's a bar upstairs, bar downstairs. It's a fantastic
Can
spot.
you
Oh, go ahead.
go upstairs on the balcony or is that
Yeah.
just far?
No, yeah, you can. There's seats upstairs, and there's also side viewing areas upstairs, and then there's floor like GA floor downstairs. But dude, Paulie, I see Sweet Mad Hatter
Yeah.
on the text, and dude, he said we're more than welcome to use his leg bong if we ever had the Bong Olympics again. He replied on email. So Sweet Mad Hatter, thank you, dude. And by the way, when we get, I want to share. He shared pictures from Eugene Emeralds baseball, which is a Giants affiliate.
Yeah,
Because Mad Hatter lives in Eugene,
yeah.
and dude, they play at the Oregon Ducks baseball facility. And first of all, it's a great venue. And second of all, I'm all about the Eugene Emeralds, and I'm all about Mad Hatter sending us pictures from the Eugene Emeralds ball game. So we got to share those at some point too.
Stand by, Tony. Now I'm going to go into my Grateful Dead Rain Man riff of the day, only because I'm going to tie a whole bunch of threads together. First of all, you mentioned Eugene, Oregon. Okay, that's part one. Earlier in the show, you shouted out the Bay Area's own, our good friend Huey Lewis and the Heart of Rock and Roll. And when he went dip, 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 because he was running. Hey, 8/21/93, Austin Stadium, Eugene, Oregon,
Ooh,
second set. The Grateful Dead are tearing it up. They're doing their thing, bro. They go into a Smokestack Lightning, an old blues track. Guess
ooh,
on stage with the harp? Huey Blanken Lewis.
beautiful,
Huey Lewis
beautiful,
on harp, the Grateful Dead. If you want that, 8/21/93, go to archive.org. It's actually a great show. The whole show.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, dude. By the way, I don't know how this comment applies to anything, but I see Aaron Cask telling Rags shout out trough urinals, and I gotta say, did Autzen have troughs? By the way, Paulie, do you remember in '93? Were you there?
I was not at that show, but shout out to John Joseph. He knows it. He goes 8/23, 8/21/93. Yes, I have that one. It's a great show.
Nice,
I
nice.
I never saw the Dead up in Oregon. Unfortunately, I never went up and saw them up there.
Well, hey, Paulie, if I ever become mayor of San Carlos or mayor of Eugene, Oregon, or mayor of somewhere,
Yeah,
I'm gonna wherever that town may be. I'm bringing back the troughs. I'm gonna put them in all public parks. I'm gonna put them in restrooms at restaurants. If you're gonna open a restaurant in my town, you're not gonna have urinals. You're gonna have troughs, and it's gonna be a mandate. You're not allowed to open a business without a trough. That's gonna be my deal, and it's gonna my T-shirt. My whole slogan is gonna be, I don't know, for the love of the trough, vote for Ryan. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. For God, country, and trough. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, dude, by the way, I mean, seriously, though, now you see these crazy lines at Oracle Park because of the urinals. Back in the day at the stick, did there be guys like I would put my leg on front of the guy's leg next to me just so I could squeeze into the trough and get it done because I didn't want to miss plays, dude. Like, come
When
on, man.
I tell you, when I was a season ticket holder, I sat up in section 54 above the scoreboard. And I'm not kidding. I was lucky because when you left my section and you went out into the concourse, there was a men's room right there to the right, like
Yes,
immediately.
yes.
So I used to pick. I would never go at halftime. I would never go
Mhm.
in quarters. I would wait till like the opening kick, and then when they take the TV commercial, that's when I strike. I run down to the trough, I get it out, and I go right back to my seat. I don't miss any action. But you're right. The trough is a more timely. I'm sure the ladies are loving this conversation, but I'm sure you guys, I know it's a real turn on hearing about men and their trough habits. But dude,
Well,
you're right. It's a more timely exercise when you got to get the job done.
when you spend, especially ticket prices now, where would you rather spend your time, Paulie? In line, holding yourself, or back at your seat taking in the ball game or a football game? Like, come on, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. And I would figure like plumbers would probably be like, yeah, go trough. It's less work. I don't know. I'm not a plumber, but I would just guess that one humongous long pool is easier than all these porcelain urinals where everybody's got, anyways, it's just it drives me a little bonkers,
Well,
man.
listen,
So,
the word plumber. I got to shout out Gary Plummer, number 50, great linebacker in the late 90s. He did win a Super Bowl as a 49er.
dude, and
Yeah,
also shout out now current mushroom farmer, former quarterback Jake Plummer.
wow. What, bro? Have you seen Jake Plummer recently?
Yes,
He's a Wookiee now. He's a freaking Wookiee.
dude, we should actually try and get him on the show and have him sell his mushrooms on the show because he's a mushroom farmer, full on psychedelic mushroom farmer. He makes no bones about it. He talks about the benefits of it. He talks about psilocybin. Dude, everybody on this chat, Google search Jake Plummer and see what he's been up to lately. It's fascinating.
Don't say psilocybin on the show. You're gonna scare people, bro. Psilocybin. You know what I mean? Hey, who's psilocybin? By the way, true story. When Murph and I were at a Super Bowl one year, I think it might have been Patriots Giants in Arizona at Phoenix. I think in any case, we had Jake Plummer come on the show once, and
Yeah.
looking at him, I'm like, bro, you've taken the big step. You're one of us now. Like he had a big beat.
Yes.
He was all disheveled. And by the way, shout out Jake Plummer, dude. Bill Walsh was really high on him. Like Bill Walsh
Yeah.
really was singing the praises of Jake Plummer, the snake, dude. Jake the snake.
Dude, a couple of comments. John Joseph just simply, Jake is a great time. And secondly, my buddy Steve Groschel said he went to school with Jake Plummer, and
Nice.
he also dated an SI Wildcat that I know and Steve knows. And Steve, I don't know who you're talking about, but man, I'm dying to know. Maybe text me privately who that person is because I'm dying to know. Because if like John Joseph said, I'm sure Jake is a great time, dude. And could you imagine Jake walking through like a dead lot, just and he's not saying fungus, mushrooms. He's saying, "Hey, I've got psilocybin here for you. You want to step into my psilocybin lab?
Let me
Step
tell
into the tent."
No, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. And also, like, dude, Tony, you know those guys like the hippies that walk through the Grateful Dead parking lots, fish parking lots. Stay with me for a second,
Yeah,
dude. Like it's like a long stick, and hanging off the stick are different like bracelets and earrings and shit. They'll just be walking around carrying the stick. You ever see that? Like I
yeah.
see Jake Plummer doing that, just selling bracelets hanging off a stick. You know?
I could also see Jake Plummer being a big didgeridoo guy, where he's just sitting cross-legged, not, and he's got just a loincloth maybe, and that's about it, and a didgeridoo, and he's just as peaceful as can be. Maybe he calls up Zito. Zito comes in for a jam or two. Like I could see Plummer and Zito being buddies. Actually,
Namaste, dude. Namaste. Chicks,
oh,
dude. Whatever, dude. Yeah,
oh,
dude. Chicks, dudes. Whatever, dude. Hey,
the
Tony.
best.
Uh, let's break this huddle. I want to say thank you, all of you guys. Leah, Patrick, Patton, Ray Goodman, John Joseph, all you guys, Rags, Joe Schmo. Thank you guys for making the leap. Thank you for being patient. Low Steve, Scarlet Fire. Hey, Bonnie, happy birthday to your pop. That's awesome. Um, I'm going to say this. Why don't we dismiss the class? You don't have to do it with Dave. We'll do it ourselves today. And then we'll be back tomorrow for a proper show. We'll have Scott Ostler join us. We'll have a Metallica ticket giveaway. And again, the music assignment is coming up. Noemi, you read my mind. Here it comes. It's going to be anything by Sly and the Family Stone
Yep.
and Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Why don't we pick one of each? Is that cool, T?
Great, I love it, Paulie. And I just want to say I can't thank the PNP Army enough for like Kevin Cronin said way back in the day, roll with the changes, right?
Great. I'll defend that track. I have to. I got.
Same, same. Oh, I'm bringing it up. I'm not riffing. I'm bringing it up in a lovingly manner
Thank.
because, yeah. But I really do appreciate you guys all rolling with us today. And as we roll with the streaming platform StreamYard that is down today because of Google Cloud issues, the fact that we were able to do like even a half an hour show with all of you is fantastic. And I got to say, um, uh, John Joseph talks. All he knows is microdosing or macrodosing, and Ray Goodman says it's a microdose episode. That's perfect. Microdose episode. And also, yes, Scarlet Fire, psilocybin is being seriously studied as an effective treatment for a variety of mental health issues. You are
I,
correct.
Tony, real quick, I got to shout out S. Grochel, who says we were going through changes. Black Sabbath,
Yes.
phenomenal. I'm going through changes.
So,
Man,
Paulie, that's my buddy Steve. That's my buddy Steve Groschel, who was the catcher for me in the alumni baseball game. Steve and I went to SI together. He's the one that watched me get yanked in the middle of an inning for my alumni baseball game.
one
After
of
I gave
my
up,
favorite,
I gave up two ground rule doubles and I think a grand slam. And the coach of the alumni team finally said, "Tony, we got to get you out of here."
it's one of my favorite creative Tony stories of all time, and it's one of the reasons I love Tony so much. He's not afraid to laugh at himself. Hey,
Oh,
sweet dude, we got. Let's do these last two supers. I
yeah.
was it Scarlet Fire first, and then Sweet Mad Hatter.
Yeah, Scarlet Fire says nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile.
I
Scarlet
agree.
Fire, thank you
I
so much for the Super Scarlet Fire. And again, happy 89th birthday to your pops. That's incredible. What a run, man. If I can get 89, I, I'd be thrilled. Like we said, I'm thrilled. Like
Thrilled. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then also, Sweet Matt Hatter says, I'll be listening in my car tomorrow on the way to Eastern Oregon to hang at the ranch for a break. Dude, that sounds epic. By the way, Sweet Matt Hatter, by the way, I'm going up to Bend, Oregon in August, brother. So let's try and connect when I'm in like Central Oregon in the summer in August. Let's connect, buddies. We'll be in touch. Paulie, if you haven't not been to Bend, Oregon, or Sweet Matt, oh, we lost Paulie. We lost Paulie. That's hilarious.
I'm
Anyways,
back. Yeah.
Paulie, what happened? Your video's gone though.
Maybe the whole show's gone. I think it's time to say goodbye because I don't know
Click
what's.
the camera. Click the camera. We actually got to work on this. This is fine. See the camera icon, Paulie?
Yeah.
Click that. No dice. No dice.
Shut it down, buddy. It's time to shut it down.
I know. I got to figure out how to shut it down. So, class dismissed. And Paulie, we are going to wrap it up. We'll see everybody at high noon tomorrow. Yes, John Joseph Band has great beers. And yes, Noemi, this is hilarious. And yes, Fade to Black, Aaron Cask. Love you all. Thank you so much, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, high noon. And check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. We'll be keeping you posted. If StreamYard is not able to be back up by tomorrow, we'll let you guys know what we're going to be doing. But high noon tomorrow. Peace, y'all. Much love, and we'll see you tomorrow at high noon.
Cheers. Bye bye.